What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Minecraft. So glad you guys could be here. I want to show you guys a few things I've been doing between episodes. First off, I went back to the desert that we found off in the northwest corner so that I could dig up some sand and also to get a thumbnail for the last video. So I filled in a little bit more of the map. And I found some things that I'm going to show you. In terms of like special items, the coolest thing I found is another armor trim. We found the coast armor trim that was inside of a sunken ship. So that was a good find. And I found another thing that I will show you a little bit later in the video. So I said in the last video that we are pretty close to our base being done. And so our goal for this video is going to be exactly that. We're going to finish decorating the base and move across the river to where we're going to be working on our next fun project. All right, before I show you guys this, full disclosure, I got a little carried away. I was just doing a little bit of work off camera between episodes, and it just kept going, and I actually did quite a bit. So yeah, the base, I have pretty much planned out everywhere that I want another pedestal throughout the entire base. And as you can see over here, it's all cobbled deep slate because this is going to be the dark side over here on the right. I didn't mean to do so much off camera, but I did, and you know, there's still plenty to do that you guys will get to see. But I really love the way that these little outlines are already filling out the shape of the base so well. And I'm excited to see where everything will be when we finish. So we're going to jump right in, and the first thing we're going to do is finish all the pedestal walls, bring them all down completely to the ground, and get all of the pedestals built up. So up until this point, every pedestal we've built in the base has had a function, you know, plants growing on it, a rabbit enclosure, animals, the cow crusher. Not the rest of these pedestals. The rest of these pedestals are all going to be purely decorative, just to fill out the base and give it a good, complete shape. We are still going to put things on them, but some of them might be somewhat empty with just a few little things to add to the color of the base. And just like that, we have all of the pedestals built up. Now all we need to do is put down some dirt and grass to fill them in, give them flat surfaces, and we'll be ready to start decorating. What I really want is to have grass on top of all of these pedestals, not just normal dirt. And instead of doing these dirt staircases for the grass to grow on, now that I have Silk Touch, we can actually just grab some grass blocks and put grass on the top layer of each pedestal. Now this pedestal right here is our smallest pedestal of the whole base. And you might look at it and think, oh Bob, you made a square. But no, it's just a very small circle. But it's a circle just like all the other pedestals. Don't let your eyes deceive you. Alright, all of the pedestals are filled in, grass is spreading across them. Now's the moment where we have to make some choices about the look of our base. For example, we have these like ridges of earth here that aren't necessarily in any pedestal, but I like them and I like the little green stripes, so I think I'll probably leave them, but as always, that is subject to change if I decide to do something different. What we are going to do now is something that's going to add a little bit of life and a few different colors to the base. And I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work out or look, so hopefully it turns out good, and if not, I will tear it down and try again. So the first thing we're going to do to add a little bit of life and color is plant some trees around the base. I've been wanting to have trees in here for a while, but I didn't want to be putting in trees and then chopping them down later to get out of the way of other things. But I'm hoping that they will add a lot of detail to the base, making it so that from certain angles, certain things are covered up, and then as you move through the base, as you move around the trees, you can see everything. And if I don't like any of the trees that pop in, I'll just chop them down. I was considering building my own custom trees, and we will definitely do something like that in the future, but for now I just want to plant some different types of trees and see how they look. Over here on this side of the base, I want to go with cherry trees, and I may try to get them to grow pretty densely together, but I think the deep slate and the cherry pink go really well together. We'll have to see if it makes this side of the base feel just like completely disconnected from everything else or not. And lastly, I was thinking of putting some spruce trees on the mountain behind my base. As per usual, I'm not totally sure if this is going to turn out the way I hope it does, but we'll give it a go. If nothing else, I'll just be gathering some more wood. Now we're going to go ahead and start working on the next step of our project while we wait for those trees to grow. And what we'll be working on is the long-awaited bridge that is going to connect this side of the river to the other sides so that we don't have to swim across. And for this project, we're going to use the mangrove wood that we found in the last episode. As soon as we found this, I knew that I wanted to try and work it into some project. So we're going to go ahead and make some planks, and then we're going to go ahead and make a bunch of slabs. Now the bridge is going to come right off of this pedestal here, and the center of this pedestal is perfectly lined up with our marker block on the other side. And for the most part, the floor of this bridge is going to be built out of slabs. On one hand, it cuts the resource cost in half. On the other hand, it makes the bottom of the bridge a little thinner, and I want to make sure this bridge is tall enough that I can sail underneath it in a boat. And the last thing I want to make sure of is that most of the bridge, once we've arched up, is going to be on a bottom half slab. I think that's going to work very nicely for my design. Ooh, that looks like a thunderstorm. That's a dark sky. And boom, just like that, we're done. A 100% fully functional bridge across our river. I'm definitely joking. We're going to do more than just a 1 block wide slab bridge. But this is 100% functional, so I can now easily get across the river. Well, hello there. I'm just going to back away. I'm gonna go grab my shield. That raid captain is so close to that village. If I try to take him out, I'm gonna start a raid. And I do not want to do that. So as it is now, the top part of the bridge is 54 blocks long, if I counted correctly. and I think I'd rather have an odd number than an even number, just for some design reasons. So I guess I'll just push this into the bridge back 1 block further. So now the platform that we walk on the bridge is done. Now what we want to do is a little bit of detail work to get it looking even better. For this, we're going to use that old pattern I love. Deep slate bricks and deep slate tiles. We're going to alternate those all the way down across the bridge. We're also going to grab tile versions of both of those and keep this part of the wall so that it's always half a block higher than where we walk on the bridge. There we go, that gives us a little visual outline for the bridge. Now it's time to add some decorations along the edge of the bridge so that it's a little more interesting to look at from the side. So the first thing I need to do is find and mark the center. Okay, right here is the center of the bridge. What we're going to do here is actually nothing. But if we go, so if we come this far off center and find this block, put a mangrove log on it and strip it. So now I've crafted up some stone brick stairs and walls and some polished deep slate walls. Here's what we're gonna do. The polished deep slate walls are gonna go right around the mangrove log. The stone brick walls are going to go around the polished deep slate walls. And then the stairs are going to kind of finish off the shape. Let me get the underside in. We get a shape that looks like this. And with the other one in, it looks like this. I'm not sure if they look like wheels or eyes, but I like them. I like these as a nice little decoration on the bridge. Then coming across the side of the bridge, we're gonna do kind of a smaller version of the same thing we just made. Something like that. So with 3 of those in, it looks a little bit something like this. And the last thing we're gonna be doing is using mangrove logs to bring supports all the way down from the bridge to the ground so that it actually has some supports to hold it up, to stand on. These 2 in the middle that are kind of, bigger, I'm going to beef up a little bit with some polished deep slate walls. So our bridge should end up looking a little something like this. We're also going to play with the shape of the wall behind these little decorative pieces. Basically, we're just going to have the wall match the shape of it. So even coming across the bridge, you'll see all the little arches all the way down. As for these bigger ones, these are going to get built all the way up with a little bit of slab action here to smooth it out. And it could also be cool to kind of let the center of the bridge rise up with it. Just for this middle section of the bridge, it would be taller than the rest. I may play around with that. So here's a look at the bridge with one side. Oh, no, never mind. So here's a look at one side of the bridge completed. I think it looks pretty cool. There's still a bit more to do. And, there's a whole other side of it to do. But you guys let me know down in the comments what you think of the bridge. Do you think it's looking good? Do you think it looks weird? Let me know. I'm a little bit low on mangrove wood, so this other side of the bridge is going to have to wait for a bit. But I went ahead and built up all the deep slate parts so that you can kind of feel what it's like passing through it. With the floor staying down here, these feel very tall and looming. And I'm not sure if I like that, so I may, like I said, raise up the floor just through that section of the middle so that you're just going across a bridge, not through a tunnel. As for the trees that we grew around the base, I really like the oak trees. I'm glad that a big one grew here. I like that. I like the spruce across the top, but we definitely need more spruce trees. And I really like the pink of the cherry trees, but I maybe put in a few too many. It's just a solid clump of pink, but I might be okay with that. I'm gonna let it sit for a bit, look at it from different angles, and decide if I like it or not. So I'm gonna finish up the other side of the bridge in a second. For now, what I want to do is add in the decorations that are really going to create the entrance to the base. What you're gonna see as you're coming across the bridge. What we're going to build are a pair of statues. 2 guardians that are gonna keep intruders out of the base, if you will. These statues are gonna be based on statues I've seen other YouTubers build. Waddles put one in front of his house, and Tango and his decked out 2 that he built has the kneeling man statue, if you know about that. And those are kind of the inspiration for these cool little kneeling statues that you can make in Minecraft. So how this is gonna work. So we're gonna make kind of a pair of legs like this. You can kind of see that that's, you know, the shape of someone kneeling. Then to give it a bit of distinction, we'll give them a body made of a different material. And then a head. And just like that, we got a little kneeling person. And this is pretty good, but I think we can level him up a bit if we add in some stairs to kind of give his feet some definition. Like that. Got our first kneeling man. Now let's throw in the other. I'm gonna have the 2 statues mirror each other. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. They blend in a bit with the stuff going on behind them. I may need to add some like bushes or something to help them pop out a bit. The last thing we're gonna do is give these guys a little bit of character and a little bit of distinction from each other. We're gonna do that by giving them staves. So these are our 2 guardians. This guy has a black and pink staff to kind of tie into that area of the base over there. And this guy's got a brown staff that matches more of the tones that are going on the left side. If there were any green fences or walls, I might have used some green in his staff, but there's not. Alright guys, I just got back from a little break. I took a break from recording and then did a little bit of stuff, and things are shaping up quite nicely. I got the other side of the bridge in. I decided to raise up this middle section of the bridge. I put a tree behind the statue, and that helps them pop out a little bit. I think that's good enough. And I've slowly been adding more trees where I feel like I need them. And I decided that I do like the cherry blossoms, how dense they are. I like that area, so it's staying. Now, perhaps some of you are wondering why we need 2 giant stone guardians at the entrance to our base. And if you are wondering that, then I would like to ask you, have you even been paying attention? My base is constantly getting swarmed by pillagers. Of course we need protection. There are all sorts of hostile things out and about trying to get us. So the pillagers are by far the worst things we've had to deal with so far in this world. But while I was exploring this map a little between episodes, I found something that's going to let us take the fight to them. Just over this hill we should find it. The pillagers' outpost. The place that their raids and patrols must surely be coming from in this area. So I'm thinking that maybe we can run in there, kill some of them, steal their stuff, drive them out of this land, and maybe, just maybe, that will get rid of them forever. Alright, here we go. Gonna start making our way down. Can't tell which side the door is on. Can't see if any of those cages have a lay in them. I can use the river to hide my immediate approach. And here we go. Oh, there are a lay. We'll definitely grab those on our way out. Oh. I made it into their fort without too much difficulty. You'd think they'd maybe defend their place a little bit better. But let's see what they got. Ooh, a goat horn. I love goat horns. Dark oak is good. Ooh, a book. Never seen a book in these places before. Alright, I've taken all their stuff so that they know I mean business. Now we need to break those allay out. I think we'll be good to go. Alright, come on little buddies. We gotta go. Okay, good. They're both out. Let's go. Well, me and my two new buddies, we made it safely back up the mountain. I don't know if our hit and run mission did much, but we got some cool stuff. Let me check out this book. I've never seen a book in one of those chests before. Oh my goodness, what's this? Esteemed Captain, I call upon you and all your forces to fulfill our prior agreement. Assail the village and the one who dwells near it, the one called Bob Frisco, at every opportunity. We will bring darkness upon them and all the land. Do this and you will be paid, as agreed, in riches and power. Death itself will submit to you, if only you submit to me. I expect results soon. Signed, P. What on earth could this mean, guys? Someone is hiring the pillagers to come and attack me, and it sounds like they're going to go after the village, too. I was definitely right to be putting up some giant guardians at the entrance of my base, but I think we're going to have to go and warn the villagers. Or maybe the villagers already knew something about this. Very early on in this world, they barricaded themselves inside their houses. Maybe this is part of what they knew was coming. Oh, also, we should definitely try out our new goat horn. Oh man, that's a war call if ever there was one. Well, the goat horn is in the other hand now, because we know they're coming, and we're going to be ready. Well, I think I'm just going to let the allays live here in my storage building. And I've never really made much use of allays, but I think we can work on that and figure something out. Well, we had a fun little trip, got some cool new stuff, and found out some intel on those who are trying to destroy us. But we've got a cool new horn that we can blow every time we're rushing into battle. The last thing I'd like to do before we wrap up today is throw down some torches in our new cherry grove, because right now it is almost a fully functional mob farm. And I definitely hope in the future, as I've said before, to get some better lighting sources than just torches everywhere. Maybe once we have a better supply of iron, we could use lanterns. Once we get to the nether, there's the possibility of shroom lights and frog lights. But for now, torches will do. We will end here in front of the new guardians of our base. Seems some big conflicts are coming in the future, but we'll be ready. With our new bridge across the river, we can connect up to the village, and we and the villagers working together, we're going to be able to deal with whatever comes our way. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, do hit the like button, and I will see you guys next time, where we start preparing our defenses against the oncoming onslaught of the pillager army. See you guys there!